Okay, today I will be replacing 2 parts of my AirPods Max. I made a few Reddit posts about this, and eventually I had to go down the rabbit hole of fixing them because I want them to be fixed and I want to know why. I've already gone through the trouble, if you can see that at all, of swapping these before. This one was actually one of the new ones that I've already replaced, but I actually broke up here. I found that out using good old multimeter. This was the old one that had broken before. It snapped right along its crease. I swapped out an old one that had a crease for this one that had broken instead of buying a new one. This could be undone in the future. But currently they are showing that they should be working. So currently the main thought process is that it must be the Bluetooth board. So right here, make sure nothing's on this. Let me actually just take it out of its bag. This is the Bluetooth board I got. And when I was repairing them, I also broke another piece. Let me get that out. This could, in theory, be the reason why I'm getting connection issues, although it shouldn't be, since it's a microphone for the left cup. Oh, which one's left? Yeah, this one. Oh, yeah. Well, I have the thing swapped, but yes. And is a connection point for the speaker inside of the ear cup. So I'm gonna replace that since I broke that along. I broke the connection board. So that's all I'm replacing. Get this stuff out and begin. One thing about these, I've worked on these heavily in the past, so it's not as easy as just opening them up like I'm showing it is. And that's not actually the one I want to work on. So I'm going to set that back down and try to get just the ear cup off. And get out a SIM removal tool. Just to make it easier. Okay, oh, there we go. Okay, put these to the side. Now I can go ahead and open this up. Tweezers are over here. I opened these the bad way, you can kind of see with the wear, but future me can deal with how to keep that. Okay. Not sure how you all can see this. I'm gonna see if I need to zoom in at all. Let's see. Zoom in a little bit more. That's good. Okay. Control is probably not gonna be good if you can even see me doing anything, but I'll try to keep it in frame. These are 2 T2 screws that come off of the Bluetooth board. One thing to note with this is, as you can already tell by what I've had, I have a few screws over this way that I just kind of wound up not using somehow. So of course I'm not good with keeping screws, but hopefully I can use this video as a reference if I lose any more. Okay. That's a T2. Those are the T2s out of there gone. I believe this next one is a T3. Just test fit this before I put it on there. Yep, okay. Now unscrew this one. Usually there will be 4 on there in which you saw the hole for a third T2, but I must have lost it or something like that. Going to use this to kind of lift it up. Felt like I unscrewed it. Maybe I didn't unscrew it enough. Use tweezers instead. Okay, well, There's that. Okay, there's a little bracket holding that in place. I can put this to the side. And go ahead and get rid of this. Okay. Off to the side. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and unplug the ear cup. Now I can take this and put it to the side. Unplug the Bluetooth connection right there. That's a pretty hard one to get rid of. And this one, which is the one I broke. Okay, so all of that over there is unplugged. Let me double check that you all are seeing good. Okay. There you go. Now, I'm going to go ahead and unscrew that. That looks like a T2. I'm going to go ahead and put my T2 in this little holder just because I usually like it that way for something like this. And really, I don't need to be too careful with this Bluetooth board since it is currently my #1 theory on why nothing is connecting. But just in case, see that, I'm going to take this bracket out. And I also do not know what you all are seeing right now, but okay, so we got another screw right there to take off, and we have this connection here, this flex cable to undo. Make sure not bend any pins on these. I did that one to the microphone that I'm replacing. This looks like a T2. Let me see if it's T3. No, okay, that's a T2. This, put this side. Okay, now I'm gonna get up and kind of show you more. So back there, let's see if we can get that to connect. Okay, so right there, I need to undo this line. This line is the same line as these, of which I replaced. Undo a little connection back here. Tweezers should also work for something like this, but I'll actually try that. That might be easier to do. Get a look at this. Doing this on camera is pretty hard. Oh, this actually isn't even in. That's why it looks all confused. Usually it will be connected in like here if you're replacing them new. Should be connected into that little groove right there. But they're not. So I can actually make sure that everything is undone from this, which it looks like it is. And if it will focus, go ahead and take the Bluetooth board, which I am replacing out. Okay. Double check that's in focus. Okay. Go ahead and take this out and undo this connection. Careful not to break that. I've done that before. So this is my old connection here. You can kind of see a little bit of wear there, which is kind of problems I was having. I'll take this out. And I'm not going to go ahead and replace that quite yet because I need to undo a few more things inside to replace the microphone part that I broke. So to do that, I'm going to undo, careful not to punch a hole in the speaker, undo this screw. I never actually realized that I actually had this tool, which is why I didn't use it in the first place, and that caused a lot of issues. Put this off to the side. That looks actually like a T2 instead of a T3, I mean. Okay, undo this. Put it off to the side. Okay. Now, I'll get up again to make sure this is all in focus, because this can be a little tricky. Focus that. So there's one screw there. There's actually a screw hiding behind this. If you are replacing this like I am, even though you do not need to do this. There's also one here. Go ahead and do the two obvious ones. That I believe is undone. Nope. Did not unscrew that enough. Uh-oh. There we go. Go in there. There we go. Actually, I can also show you kind of this. Let's see here. Is it gonna focus? Yeah. That is something kind of right there that if you know anything about flex cables, you can see I broke it. Just what I'm dealing with. Go ahead and do this one now since that other one seems to be out. Focusing on the screwdriver. Okay. Now I need to go underneath this. This is something that can be pretty annoying to do. This kind of shows you how much room you have to play here. I forget how I did this last time, because I have taken all of this apart before to see what I have to replace and whether it's worth doing. I'll take a look at this off camera for a second. Ah, I remember now. Yeah. I was actually forgetting a step here. Pretty obvious one now that I remember back. And that is you need to remove the speaker if you're going to undo this. That's not T2. Okay. So 3 T3 screws, I believe. Okay. This one's not wanting to come out even though it looks loose. Undo this one by hand a little bit. There we go. Okay. Now, this last one is a pretty unique one. And if you're seeing it in person, it's pretty obvious that you want something like a flathead. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a smaller flathead. Usually precision ones will probably have a flathead that wide, but I'm just using my normal screwdriver that I use here. You'll kind of see it should rotate. Go ahead and undo this manually here. Okay. Now I can go ahead and put these up. Now, this should, it'll focus. There we go. Should pop right out. Just make sure you're careful of those teeth that are on the back side of the speaker. Okay, I'll go ahead and put this over somewhere else. Okay. Now, we can undo this wire. Like this. Oh, you could not see that. There you go. That'll be down like that. You can just go ahead and undo like that, and now you have access to these. look like T2s. I'm gonna go ahead and pop my T3 out of here and put my T2 extension on. Oh, I was wrong about that. Those are T3s. This one is the one that was hiding underneath. Okay. Now, so here's that. No. Okay. Now, go ahead and undo these. They should already be undone. Yep. Undone when I did them earlier. Put these up here. The magnetization on the bits are not very good, so it's kind of hard for me to tell sometimes. Go ahead, use this, get under, there we go. Go ahead and take that off. Now, I'm looking at this just so I'm remembering everything. Let me get this last screw out. This one's kind of being a pain. This one is being a very annoying. There we go. There we go. Coming out now. Okay, get up here again. Now we have all the screws out. Using something like pliers, we can slowly move this out. Sometimes it'll kind of want to stick in there, but this is kind of your Bluetooth receiving antenna. And this is what I want to replace. Back there, there are no screws, it looks like. So yeah, those looks like those where screws go. And there's the microphone itself, and then that's the broken flex cable part that I broke. I don't actually know how to remove this. It looks like it's some kind of tape. I'm going to unbox this. Yeah, it doesn't have any tape on it. I'm gonna go ahead and unbox this and be right back. Okay, so I unboxed this. This actually does have some tape on some of the other sticky parts that you usually have attached to here, but not actually on what I appear to be needing back there. So I'm actually going to do this live on camera just to make sure that if I do break it, that you all don't break it in the same way. Looks like I might just want to pull there. Let's see here, let me see if you all can get a better view. There you are. Pulled it like that. And actually looks like it's leaving a sticky residue behind, which is actually pretty nice. Now you'll have this, which is the part I'm replacing that with. If my phone will focus. There we go, that. So now I just need to go ahead and replace them. It shouldn't be too hard. Put the broken one over by the broken Bluetooth board. And take this and see if I can get that sticky back. Let me get that line back up down there so I don't have to be standing up to do this. So I want it to be going in like this with these dots upwards and these two being able to go down here where they connect to the speaker. I'm actually going to look inside for a second to see what kind of a sticky residue it left behind. Let's see if I can almost mold it. Looks pretty good. Okay. This will be very hard to show on camera. I'll see if I can try, but I'm not guaranteeing anything about that. Okay. So you can kind of see that sticky residue. That's kind of where this needs to go. So I'm going to use something like this to push it down back. It actually looks like it'd be easier with a finger rather than with this. Let's see if that's true, but you all won't be able to see much. Goes in. Okay, it looks like I got that in there pretty well. It's not too hard, just kind of line it up and then push with your finger. That won't be too bad. That was not as hard as I was expecting it to be. Okay, now you'll want to go ahead and put this back underneath there like it was. Make sure it's upright by telling with this top metal. Look at this for a second. Okay. Put this back in there and start putting the screws back in. Now, there are different sizes of screws here. And I, of course, don't remember which ones are which. But we'll see. There we go. That's exactly how it should be. Look at this off camera. Looks like that's where it's supposed to be. So this isn't quite fitting perfectly back there. You can kind of tell if you're looking down back in there for where the screws should line up to the screw holes. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and do that screw next. Let me make sure I'm in frame. Yeah, and do that screw next because it looks like it'll hold it up pretty well. That, I believe, is this screw. And that is T2. What do I have in here? I have a T3 currently. Yes, T2. Let me move the T3 out and put in my T2. Okay, now I'll go ahead and put this T2 screw back in there and see if I need to push it in at all. No. Okay, that's in. I'm going to do that one next. That one, I should say, is actually not in there correctly, so I'm going to get rid of it out of there, not to confuse you all. Even though you all should not actually be looking at this right now, since this is a part that should not be broken if you're just having connection issues. I can pick this up. And put this on my T2, or is this a T3? This is a T3. That's why I hit the T3 in there. Put this bit in for a T3. Go ahead and do that. About, and line it up with the hole and just put it down in there and see if it is aligned. I don't believe it is. I believe it needs to be pushed back a little bit. But, ooh, man, it's wanting to stick to everything. See if you need to push that back at all. Okay, it's not wanting to screw in, so I'm going to start putting force on it to move it back there. Feels like it's wanting to catch on to something. I'm pushing pretty hard. It's wanting to thread on something, but it is not. Let me look down in there to see if I can tell how close. That's pretty close. There we go. I got that crumpled back a little bit more in there by pushing this way on this part right over here. That kind of shoved it into place, it seems like. And see if that holds this. The screw will now want to go in. Yes, it does. That screw now goes in, and go ahead and start doing the others. Put this one in. Oops. Put this one in like that. That's wanting to thread. It's not threading into anything though. Hold on, let me look at this. I believe that is cross threading because it's not looking like it's where it's going where it needs to go. See if I can push that back anymore, even though it's attached with 2 screws now. No. Go ahead and try this again. But with something like a screw like this, it's not too important, especially if you can get the rest of them in. Yeah, this isn't going where it should be. It's actually off by a decent amount. See if I can show you that. If I'm even in frame anymore. It's going right like that. Let me get this. It's going like down like that. So can I show you down in there? But if you're looking at this, it's pretty easy to see that there's something behind there that looks like it wants to put in there, but I could be wrong about this since it is not really wanting to come out. But go ahead and do those 2 next. These are T2s, I believe. Let me double check. Nope, that's T3. These are kind of hard to get out, but they're not too bad. These are not wanting to go in either. I'm going to put this on my extension just because of a weird angle that it's at. Okay, I'm going to try the other one since that one's not wanting to work. I probably should have done those first, but it seemed fine. I might loosen the other screws that I have in and try and putting that back in again. Let's see if that wants to go in. No, that's not wanting to go in. I'm going to go ahead and undo these other ones some just to make sure I'm not pushing it or pulling it down too much. I might want to go up a little bit more. Not wanting to thread. I'm also not wanting to thread. It looks like, yeah. Go ahead and put that back in there. And undo this one, which I believe was a T2, yes. If I can undo it with just my hands, usually not likely, but give it a shot. No, okay. Going to undo the extension and just put the T2 into the precision screwdriver itself. And undo this screw, which I believe, yes, is a T2. Okay, not fully undo it, but just undo it enough maybe. And try with a T3. Feels like it's threading. No, it's not. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and undo that one more. I'm gonna go ahead and fully undo these. This one's, I believe, the only one that's not fully undone. I'm just gonna take it out for now. And there's a few other ones holding it in that are T3s and not T2s. Few screws to loosen that. This is not connected to anything like I was saying earlier, but still loosen it in case I'm wrong about that. And I'm gonna stick this in there and see if I can wedge it up. To move it up, no. See, is that still, okay, that's still tight. Loosen this one a little bit more. Actually, let's see if I can take it out. No. Okay. Take that out. And now see if I no longer have any screws. Yes. Okay. Let's see. Actually, I'll get up there so you can see better. Now I am able to move this up like that, which probably makes it better for these two screws. Go ahead and start screwing these in. See if I can get them to lock. Oh, kind of moved, so it might be trying to grab on there. No, they're not. Let me check to see what's behind there, if in case I'm doing something wrong. No. Back in there. I'm gonna go off camera for a second and do this, since it's a lot harder to do with a camera. Oh, screws fell out. Oh, screws underneath the flex cable. I might want to break that. There we go. Get that out. Whoa. Okay. Whoa. I don't think I heard that hit the floor. Nope, it's caught on my leg. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pause this since this is taking longer than expected. Okay, back here, got those in, just annoying, not very hard. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting that one back in. One second though. Okay, back without the flash on my phone on. Okay, replace this with my T1 or my T2 because T2s are more annoying. Put that down in there. Pretty easy. Now I'll take this, put on my T3 for the other two screws there and there, as you should already have seen. Screw this in. That's in there. that is now in there. This now looks like it's connecting the way it should, like I was saying earlier. Now, it is time to put this flex cable back the way it should be. So I'm just going to use something like this to push this down. These connectors down here are for the speaker. And that should line up with that little grove that you can see there. That's a little too far in, that's too far back. Oh, almost. Okay, nope, almost. There we go, like that. I'm going to go ahead and fit this since they had some kind of glue on them already. Let's see if it'll want to stick. I'm not counting on it, and it's not too important since I shouldn't have to open these up again. This actually doesn't look like it's straight on there. There we go. Okay. That looks good enough for now, and now we can go ahead and put the speaker back on. Where to set that speaker down? There it is. Okay, now I can go ahead and take your speaker, make sure you have those two and line it up with that on the new flex cable I just installed. Put that back down in there. Make sure you're not covering up any flex cables over here or here. Make sure that you can easily pull these out. And now you can go ahead and put in the screws for the speaker. I believe these are T2s. Let me check. I have a T3 on them now. Actually, let me check this way. Let me just, oh. That is something annoying, but it should in theory not be too much of a problem with and cause any problems with your speaker. But if you can avoid it, please do. Like what I just did was actually probably pretty bad. Okay. That's that stupid thing just done. Those, double checking that I put that flex cable in right. Looks correct. Flap that down in there. Okay. Let me double check what that screw was. I never did actually find that out. Okay, the screws are T3s. Okay. Screw these down in there. Okay, get the other one. With these, you will actually notice that you will have two sizes of screws. You'll have a large one in terms of the shaft of the screw, and then a smaller one. The smaller ones go down here. Smaller ones go down in here, and the large one will go up here, along with that weird flathead one that goes here. That is something I did not realize at first when I was repairing these. Sometimes these will be annoying to put in. It's not wanting to go down in there. There we go. Got that one started. Double check you all can see what I'm doing and I haven't strayed too far. Oh, I have strayed way too far. Let me just actually re-angle my camera for that, because that's actually a pretty comfortable place for me to do stuff. Bring that out a little bit more. There we go. OCD is killing me. There we go. That looks like a pretty good spot. Okay. Now you can take the larger one and put that down in there. It's also a T3. Now you can take that really weird one and put it in there. Just do this as a kind of a fun way to screw in stuff in this. It kind of went cross-threaded though. Okay. Take my screwdriver, set it to tighten. And you probably can't see anything here, but not too much exciting is going on. Just throwing that in there. Oh, it's being a jerk. It looks like it's cross-threading. Let me double check that's right. Yeah, that's wanting a cross-thread. Let me take this off camera for a second and do it. Don't want to put a hole in my speaker. There we go. Oh, crap. Okay. This is very annoying. This one I can kind of loop through the center and then pull it out. Done that before. Let's see if I can start it myself. Okay, still don't look like it's quite right, but good enough for me. If you're looking for something good for a video like this, sorry, but I'm the type of guy that if I lose a screw and there's two other screws to hold it the same piece in, it's not a big deal to me, but I'm trying to be better. Okay, now, now it is on to the next step of the Bluetooth board. Okay, hello to all who are skipping here to get to the Bluetooth part of the replacement. Here we have my replacement board. Ooh, I don't want to drop that in there. That thing could come off that easily. Okay, it looks like it could damage the top of that, and I don't want to, even though it's just foam, it appears like, but I don't want to take a chance. So, take this cable out. This is that cable I replaced very early on. And get it started by kind of slotting it in there, and then take something like tweezers and grip it like this and push in. There we go, that's pushed in and that looks pretty secure. Now you want to take these little cables over here and stuff, along with this one, and kind of push them down a little bit and then slot this in. Very common thing with this is that these flex cables over here can get trapped underneath and be pretty annoying. So you kind of do that early on, and now this is kind of pretty well secured in there. And now I can go ahead and start putting in screws. Check everything looks pretty good, yeah. Now, which screws were what is the real question. Okay. Go ahead and put this one down there. It's probably T2, yes. Cutting this one back down. Okay. Now, the rest of them, I believe. Yes, okay. Now, the rest of them require you to put stuff back, put the flex cables back. So, go ahead and do that. And make sure you're not bending any pins like I have done previously. Usually it's just better with a finger, although I've said that and then instant regretted it before. Okay, and if it's hesitating to go in, please take time. I thought the opposite, and then I had to get this board replaced, even though I was renting to replace it anyway. The antenna band can be pretty annoying. Oops, didn't do any damage, okay. Carefully not putting too much pressure with something precise to break the board. This one's not wanting to fit on there. Okay, this is being annoying. There we go, that's in. That's annoying. Okay. This one is the one that I have broken before. Just be careful of slotting it into place. Shouldn't require a lot of force to just kind of put in there. Okay, it's not wanting to go in. Usually a finger will kind of solve that problem. If you're using something precise like this, I usually see people use precise objects, but it usually doesn't work too much for me. Double check that I haven't messed anything up with this, because this is not wanting to go on there. This looks good. Both sides are looking good. There we go. Finger push kind of pushed that into place. Now we can go on to putting brackets in. Let me double check that I'm just kind of in frame. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more and focus. And I'll try not to move that, even though that'll be pretty hard for me and my fat fingers. Go ahead and put this piece in there. This slides into a little hole towards the back of here. That slides in back there. Now, just get two screws. That one, this screw I am missing. So I'm just gonna use one for over here. But if you have a screw, please do use it. Oops. You should still be able to see all that. I hope so, at least. People who don't do that usually annoy me on YouTube, so I don't want to become someone I hate. Even though you probably can't see me over my hand being there, but not too much to see. Just screw in something right there. Now go on to that other bracket over here. This one will want to slide in right about there by going this direction. You kind of see something similar to the other one, the slide in. You kind of see that sliding in there. This, I believe, this screw, which is, I believe, also a T2, goes there. There we go. Got that on there. Push that down in there and see if I can screw it in. It's seeming like it's wanting to screw. No. Okay. Go ahead and do other ones first then. Do these really small, tiny ones first. There we go. Oh, maybe that other one is also just really small. Let me check. No? Okay. Let's put this in there. Hold on. Oops. Didn't get on where I wanted it to. There we go. That feels like it's... No, not really. Did I do something wrong? I'm not sure. Maybe there needs to be a longer one. Go ahead and slide on another small one though. Since I only have two smalls here, I'm gonna do these two instead of a different combination just because that feels better. God, okay. Okay, there we go. Maybe it's one of these long ones I have that needs to go down in there. Those look like T3s. These feel too long. Let's see. Okay, no, a long one goes in there. Sorry, you probably saw that from the beginning, but yeah. Let me double check you all can see. Pretty well. Good enough. Okay. That one also looks like it takes a long one, so I'm just going to try this other long one I have available. I remember I had 2 extra screws at the beginning. This appears like this will give me 2 extra screws also. This should be the last screw. It seems that way. Yep. Okay. Now that is in. And now I realized what I forgot. Okay, I forgot something pretty important. I'm gonna pause and then come back. Okay, back after unscrewing a few screws. The very important thing that I forgot about is this. So, move stuff out of the way here. That needs to go right there. Many of you probably saw that and were like, why is he not doing that? I completely forgot. Okay, push that in with a finger and then kind of lay it down like that. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. And now I can go ahead and put this bracket back in there and start screwing the screws back. There's one. There's my other small one there. Then I'll take this longer one to put back in there, which is a, hold on, let me double check, that's a T3. Yeah, that's a T3. Now where did I set my T3 down? Oops, okay, oh, there it is. Careful putting this one in there with that flex cable right there. Now, that should, in theory, be the end of this. Zoom back in a little bit. Okay. Now that should be the entire repair process for the parts that I mentioned. So go ahead and put this in there. There we go. Put this back in there just because. Now, if I trust this, which I'm honestly not, although I should be, I'm going to try and factory resetting these by holding these two down for 15 seconds. See what light I can get there. Let me try this again, maybe needs a little bit of time. Okay, they're not flashing. Not a good sign. Okay, going to take these because I have these in a certain orientation. I'm going to take these off and put them where they should be. Right, left, and I'm going to get the case for them. Where did I put that? Just had the case earlier because I was cleaning up around here. Where the hell did I put it? Oh, here they are. Duh. Okay, I'm gonna put them where they should be. And here, I'm gonna try resetting them like this. Okay, not turning on. They may just need power. So, plug these in. Double check that this cord is plugged in. You use different cords, and this one is almost broken. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Okay, you probably heard from my computer that that's plugged in, so these should be charging. But I'm not seeing a light. Try factory resetting these. Oh, there we go. You heard from my computer. Okay, orange light, so they are charging, not full. So I'm going to take them out of the case. I'm going to see if the old phone is charged. I doubt this phone is charged. No, okay, well then I'll just see what it does. Okay, so look up like this now again. Hold these power buttons again. That white light is a very bad sign. I'm just gonna factory reset them and see if that fixes anything. They're resetting. 3 amber lights with nothing left. Now if I hold down pair, it's a solid white light. Shit. So this currently as a fail in terms of if I could fix them. Currently, my thoughts are that the problem is that I'm using an old one of these, even though it's not broken, because I had to replace that with, because the new one I got, I broke like this. That's currently what I'm thinking. But that's very disappointing. Okay. My next steps are probably to take these apart again and test continuity between both sides to see if it is the this flex cable that is causing the problem. Then I can test that and buy new ones, and then I've diagnosed the issue. But at the same time, the Bluetooth board I just replaced. That's really fucking annoying. But as a whole, that's kind of what you want to do when you're replacing the Bluetooth board, although I don't have anything to show for it. That should have been a successful replacement. So if that was the problem inside of this ear cup, then you should be solved, even though mine are not, showing that it's probably not that. So I'm probably going to take these videos, and as you probably end up knowing, I'm probably going to post these to YouTube to kind of show this, and I'll stop recording then, and then I will see if I can record any continuity after I pick these apart, although I currently am very dissuaded from doing that right now because I was really hoping to get these working tonight, and I cannot. But anyway, I hope this is helping you. Yeah, I hope this helped you as a whole. This didn't really help me much. But thank you for watching, and thanks anyone in the comments if you can tell me if there's anything else that could be the issue that you saw when I was doing this. Only thing I can think of currently is that flex cable. I believe it was this side that I replaced. Sorry, let me clarify. I replaced both sides with new ones, and then I was testing continuity between those after I was having issues connect for Bluetooth turning on. I was having issues, so I was testing continuity between them, and I didn't get continuity between all of them, and I realized that I broke one of the new ones like this. Luckily, the same one, which I believe is, let me look at this. Yeah, I believe it's left side, like, would it be like that? Hold on, I'm thinking in my head. It'd be, I don't know, but I had a, not the one I didn't, sorry, the original ones were not broken. They did have a visible crease down the flex cable, but that was, as far as I could tell, the continuity was fine on it. So, if you have any ideas on what else it could be, I would really like that. But either way, I'll show you if I do get any continuity later. But I hope this helped you in some way. See ya.